everyone, and welcome to Soul Reconnection. My name is Maitreya, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. But before I go into the oracle readings, I'm just going to give a general breakdown of what's happening with these energies and dig a bit deeper into my intuition and see what we can pull out and what messages we can get for this time, this full moon in Aquarius. So if you're new here, I just want to say thank you, and just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've got the notification bell on so that you can keep updated with all the videos that I'm doing, and you can also keep up with my socials. I'll make sure I'll keep that link below so that you can keep up and see what I'm doing in the week. And I do actually put out a lot of content in the week as well on my social platforms, especially as right now we're doing a chakra healing course. So there's a lot of content on my socials with that. So what are we going to be talking about today? So we're going to be talking all about the full moon in Aquarius. And guys, these energies are so charged, and a lot of the energies that are happening right now are energies that we're probably not going to see again ever. It's not to say that the things that are happening right now won't be able to happen in the future, but it's just saying that the energies that we have access to is literally once in a lifetime. If you caught my Saturn retrograde video, I was really intense on that video, but the message I was really trying to bring was, this is a Kairos moment. This is a moment that you really want to utilize, and you don't want it to go to waste. It's almost like a once in a blue moon opportunity. Like, you want to really grab that by the horns and don't miss this opportunity. How would you feel if you had the opportunity to do something that you absolutely loved and then something just sabotaged it? You'd feel really angry, right? So what I'm saying is don't allow yourself to be the person who sabotages your future, because Aquarius is all about the future. It's all about where we're going, where we're moving into. And the opposite of Aquarius is Leo. So how this works, Aquarius represents the mind. Aquarius has amazing minds. They're really, really intelligent. Some of the stuff they come up with is just crazy. My son's an Aquarius moon, so I'm very intrigued to the stuff that he's going to be talking to me about when he's able to fully talk. So Aquarius is extremely intelligent, and it's also extremely intuitive. In regards to astrology, or esoteric astrology, the goal is to have the intuition of Aquarius, because Aquarius doesn't only see the vision for itself, it sees its vision for humanity. It's very it's a collective energy. So as much as it's your part in that story, because the opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo, and Leo is on the stage. Like, it's all to do with performance, it's all to do with, really showing up, but it's also representative of the heart. And so this battle that's going on is the battle of the mind and the heart. And this will always be a battle, because the mind always wants to take over and the heart always wants to live free. But we have to learn how to begin to put these two energies into balance. One doesn't override the other, because you can be driven by your heart and you can be driven by your desires, but not have the logic to begin to put that in place, which is where Aquarius comes in. Or it could be the other way around, where you could be extremely logical, but not have the heart and the drive to begin to really drive that through. So we want to begin to harmonize these two energies together and not see them as separate. And with Aquarius, sometimes it's almost like, emotions? What are emotions? Aquarius don't know anything about emotions, because they stay a lot of the time, they stay in their mind. Aquarius is an air sign, so it can literally get lost within the mind. This can also hold us in illusions if we allow ourselves to get stuck in the mind. You don't want to be so lost in your mind that you literally suppress everything that you've dreamt yourself of doing. You almost talk yourself out of doing what you want to do, and you almost create all of these unnecessary scenarios that could actually happen, but it doesn't happen. But it's fear. It's the fear of success. So it's important with this energy for us not to talk ourselves out of our dreams, and for us not to allow ourselves to get so lost in our minds that we create scenarios that don't actually exist. We literally travel, we can travel some places in our minds that we have no place in doing, we have no place in being there. But you know, we just really need to still our mind and have our mind in balance with our heart. The heart is the place of truth, so the heart will never lie to you. So we need to make sure that we're balanced in these energies and going forward with what we desire to do. And finally, just take that step. That's what Aquarius is all about. It's about taking that step, like really moving forward. Aquarius is about moving, but movement is futuristic. So it's like, okay, even though you're here, this is where you need to go. So don't get caught up on what you see surrounding you, because this is just a part of the story. That's where you need to be. Don't get caught up in the distractions. There's also a time when you're literally just going to be living in your originality. Aquarius is very independent. It's very original. It's very unique. It's very innovative. So this is when you need to begin to bask in that energy. And this, what did I say last month? What makes you authentic? What makes you unique? What makes you unique? And if anyone's been seeing my videos that I've uploaded for the last week, you can definitely see that energy in me. Like I'm really, these energies are beautiful. And I really feel like I'm beginning to come into myself. And so I'm just encouraging you guys to really just live free. Like, don't really care what people think. Like, don't really care what society has to say. Forget about the status quo. Just do what you feel like you need to be doing right now. So there's a lot of clarity that can be coming forth. Clarity in how to move forward, and it can almost be like a spark. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, but it's also ruled by one of the traditional rulers, is Saturn. So it's going to spark, there's going to be a spark of change, but that change is going to lead to new foundations that are able to be formed. So you're going to literally just move into a completely different place, a completely different dimension. I've been saying this for months, and you guys can feel this energy. I'm sure you can feel it. You'd be crazy to not feel this energy. This is something that is affecting us all. But we need to now make the decision to what is it that we're going to do. Are we going to get stuck here? Are we just going to cry and wail and be like, I don't like it, but I don't like it? Okay, cool. The universe is like, I don't care if you don't like it. You're going to get dragged unless you move. So you better move off your own accord. Like, think of it. Like, I don't know if any of you guys, like, I come from Caribbean parents, so like if you start acting up, your parents will drag you. Don't mind if you want to stay here, if you want to stay in the shop and you want this, I don't care. You're coming out of the shop and we're going home. That's what the universe is like. And Saturn is still in this whole picture. So that very authoritarian energy is still there. That daddy energy, that father energy, that strict energy is still there. So we have to be mindful of these things. And I did mention with Uranus retrograde coming up, there's going to be a lot of soul tribes that are forming, but there's also going to be a lot of detaching from tribes that will be forming, from communities, from friends. So with Aquarius, it's about extreme. You may find that you completely just want to detach away from society and your friends, and you know, maybe detach from social media, like you really just can't deal with it anymore. I'm feeling like I'm getting an urge to go out, but there's also something that's making me be like, okay, even though you want to go out, you have to be careful. There's this feeling of fear that's been coming through to me, and I feel like this is justified because I genuinely feel like something is coming globally that is going to affect us all. Especially if you look at America right now, civil war is brewing, and it's not far behind over here too. So the messages that Spirit has been sending through to me recently is, make sure you're in your body because you need to be alert. You can't be in your brain too much. You can't be airy-fairy. You have to be here because there's some shit that's going to go down that you need to be fully alert. If you need to move, you need to move. So like, if something goes down, like, you need to know what you need to do to be able to get out of that situation. And this is serious, because right now, if something did pop off, if martial law popped off, and what are we gonna do? I don't know what I'd be doing. So you guys can't ask me. I need to figure it out too. But this is actually a serious message that's been coming through to me recently. There's some shit that's about to pop up that you need to be ready for collectively. So going back to the whole detaching process, make sure that you're not detached from your emotions and how it is that you feel, because as I said, the opposite of Aquarius is the heart. So the heart is all about the feelings, and there can be this tendency to, I feel like there's a dark side to like this whole positive thinking and a dark side to spirituality, in the sense that if you're feeling something, if you're feeling some kind of pain, sometimes you may not even allow yourself to feel that, or to really go down and understand what is it that I'm really feeling, where's the roots, because you want to run away from that feeling. And so you'd rather run to a more positive thought to cover up the pain that you're feeling. But then that doesn't mean that the pain is gone. It just means that it's suppressed. It means that you've just swept it under the carpet. So that actually becomes more dangerous to you in the long run, because that's still trapped energy. But then you're like, and then you'll end up getting lost, because you'll be like, actually, I feel okay. Like, I've been okay. Like, you lock yourself in illusions to how you're really feeling, because you haven't allowed yourself to really check in and be like, actually, this is how I feel. You haven't cultivated that within yourself. So this is not the time to be doing that. It is a time to be very conscious of your emotions, so you're not easily led. But it's about making better decisions going forward. And that's kind of a general about these energies. So that's kind of like a gist of what's going to be happening with these energies. But I wanted to dig a bit deeper with some oracle cards. How I'm going to be doing this is a pick a card reading. So there's numbers 1, 2, and 3. And I just wanted to take a moment just to tune in with yourself, connect with your own intuition. And I'd just like you to take a moment and just connect with your own intuition. And I want you to see a number 1 to 3 come to mind. Is it 1, 2, or 3? And then once you've done that, hold that number in your mind. So I'm going to be doing 3 different readings. One reading will link to group number 1, one reading will link to group number 2, and one reading will link to group number 3. This is why you just take some time to pick a number, and then that will be your group of cards that will link to your reading. Hope that makes sense. So I'm going to be picking from 3 different decks, and I'm just going to shuffle these cards now. And this is for group number 1. Into your reading. So the first card that came up for you is the Union card. And this is a beautiful card, but I'm not seeing this in terms of, well, there will be a lot of this energy that will spill over into relationships, that coming together, that harmonizing of energies. Venus is having a beautiful relationship with the sun and the moon right now, so it's going to be bringing a very harmonizing energy, but it'll only be harmonizing to those who are in the cycle that they need to be. If you haven't cut off what you need to be cutting off from the eclipses, baby girl, baby boy, you're holding yourself back. And you're actually, what I'm seeing with this is you're actually tying yourself, you're binding yourself to your previous cycle. And if you caught my Saturn retrograde video and the karmic loop video, I was like, listen, if you don't release this within the next month, you're literally going to be locked in a cycle for a very long time, at the very least 12 years. 12 years. And this is not a joke. Like, this is some really karmic stuff that's coming on right now. But the Union card, I feel like this is the union, what I was mentioning in regards to the mind and the heart. There's going to be, and it's masculine and feminine energy, that masculine energy within yourself and that feminine energy within yourself. I'm seeing a root chakra and I'm seeing a crown chakra. So there's almost going to be that link that was missing between you. Like, you're going to be able to fully integrate and ground yourself into your physical reality, but also still be aware of your higher dimensions at the same time. So yeah, this is a really beautiful energy. And in this card, I don't know if you can see, they're literally jumping with joy. Like, they're excited. So I see this as, especially if these are shadows, this is just your energies inside of you. You're going to feel like elated. You're going to feel like liberated. You're going to feel free. That's what that Aquarian energy is all about. It's about feeling free. It's about, you know, allowing your spirit to run free. The next card that's come up is the Winter card. And this, I feel, is connected to the last card that came up. There's a new transition. I feel like this Winter card is over. Like your winter season is over. Your cold season is over. Like your dark night of the soul is over. Like it's over. And I feel like what message I'm getting right now is that you need to accept that it's over, because the universe has already accepted it, but you're still holding yourself to it. And that's what's not allowing you to move forward, because you're in illusion to where you actually are. You don't realize that you're actually in growth, but because you can't allow yourself to see further than where you are, you can't really feel that yet. So you always have to, what do they say? Your body follows your mood. So like if you just take a few moments and you just smile and you just bask in that gratitude, your mood will begin to follow your body. Like your body has set that energy for your body and it will begin to follow. So your body needs to get the memo. Your body needs to get the memo so it can get going. Because internally, I know you feel like something is moving, but because I feel like you've put too much emphasis on what you expect to take place or what you expect to happen, that you end up missing your blessings of when it does actually take place. You know, and that's something I'm realizing I'm having to deal with, because, and this is the message that I got the other day. When you're looking at abundance, don't only think that it's only coming in monetary form. If you have received something, say like a friend bought you something that you was going to buy anyway, you didn't use your money for that. That's abundance. Like you've received abundance. Like abundance can come in so many different ways and so many different forms, and in simple ways as well. You know, it doesn't have to always be like this big massive blessing. And we actually we hold ourselves back because we're not being able to stay in an attitude of gratitude. That creates an energy of abundance for itself. So if you can't do that, if you can't allow yourself to acknowledge abundance in its simple ways, then what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to magnetize that energy because it's not there. The gratitude's not there. Gratitude is what draws it to you. So the next card that came up, actually, let me finish with these decks. The next card that came up is the fertility card. And this is beautiful because it means that you're creating. It means that you're literally transitioning. You're literally moving into a completely different place. Like this fertility, if you see this card, it's creating fire. This is alchemy. Like when you think about it, when you're connecting with your partner, that energy, that charge of passion, that creates something. And this goes into Tantra, which I said I wasn't going to go into just yet. But, you know, if anyone knows about Tantra, and you know that you can literally have sex and manifest some shit at the same time. Like, you are manifesting something. Just do like this card is saying, and just charge the energy that's already in you. It's just going to manifest just like that. And the next card that's come up for you, Eternal Union. And this is such a beautiful card, because as much as, and I do feel like this is going to come with, and I feel a very relationship energy with this. So anyone who's in group 1, be happy, because there's new love that's forming. Like there's new connections that's being able to be formed. And I feel like not just only in loving relationships, but in your friendship circles, in your work, in anywhere, like at home. Like I feel like new relationships are being formed, or new love is being created, or you're going to begin to discover yourself and discover other people in different ways. And it's like you never saw that about that person before. Like that's actually really beautiful. It's almost like you'll see some people and you'll be like, I haven't noticed that in you before, but that's a really beautiful quality about you. I feel like it's, no, that's really cheesy, but I feel like that's the type of energy that's going to be coming up. A lot of people have been talking about twin flame energy, and yeah, however, I have a very different view of twin flames and soulmates, and I'll do another video on that. But essentially there is going to be that connections forming, and these connections forming, and just a very loving energy. So I'm really, really excited about that. And the next card that's come up could not come up at a more perfect time. This is spiritual evolution. Set your heart free. This is the perfect message for the full moon in Aquarius. What did I say about Aquarius and Leo? Leo is the heart, it's the opposite of Aquarius. So that's right now, the heart is in the shadow of Aquarius right now, because the full moon is on Aquarius and it's shining out the qualities of Aquarius. So now we need to begin to release, and this is, what's the card? There was another card that came up. So we've got set your heart free, but then look, we've also got release. And I feel like, pay attention to this, the waning crescent moon. So the waning crescent starts on the 24th of August. I feel that you need to pay attention to that date, because either something's going to be released on that day, or something's going to come back to you. This is a 7+2, this is a 9 card. So there's a rebirth that's taking place. So something is either going to fall to the ashes, just burn away to the ashes, or something's just going to be reborn. And either way, that's amazing, because out of the ashes, it has to be reborn anyway. And right now, we're just clearing out everything that we don't need anymore. Anything that is just holding us anchors, that's not allowing us to fly. We're just releasing it all. So the last 2 cards that have come up for you is the assessing card. So really, 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 really pay attention to the details in this season. Really assess, and this, look at this, look at the card, look at the picture. She's looking at the moon, and she's also lifted on high looking at the moon. And I feel like you're assessing the qualities of the moon. You're assessing the qualities of your emotion. This is about assessing where you are now and where you are going. I feel like this is all in line, again, with this whole new moon in Aquarius energy. It's why cards don't lie. But I'm going to read from the book here so we can get a bit more. I feel like there's a more particular message with this. So it said, you must make sure your blind spots are revealed so that you are honest with others and yourself. Sometimes the hard decision is the best decision. You should be able to assess and move quickly based on that assessment. So you've begun your journey, and now is the time to assess where you are and what you do next. You have made a decision, you have worked and walked that path for some time, and yet you understand that every journey it's a wise action to check the map. Sometimes we go along a path, sometimes we go along a pathway and we keep it going even though it seems like that way is no longer right for us. Sometimes we feel like we've gone too far to turn around, and so we just settle on a journey and a destination that doesn't really suit us or satisfy us. If we had just had some courage, we could have reassessed as we went and perhaps ended up somewhere else, somewhere better. Now is the time to look carefully at all aspects of your life, especially the areas in which you have set some intentions or goals. Ask yourself, do I still want these things? Do I still want to have the same end result? If the answer is no, ask yourself, what can you do to maintain momentum and head towards what you desire now? Although it doesn't seem terribly glamorous, assessment has a high payoff for us if we bother to do it well. And doing it well means we really look good, and we look hard at how things are going. All of us have some kind of blind spot, so it's worth exposing this by consulting a trusted friend or finding where negative repeating patterns are and looking for the cause. Shining a light on a blind spot and taking action on the shift, it is one of life's big catalysts for change. So I feel like a lot of this assessing is going to be linked to your emotions, and assessing what is it that you still need to, again, the releasing card has come up. And the hot moon extremes card has came up as well. So you're going to be almost feeling a bit bipolar and schizophrenic, but I feel like the roots of what's creating that, because it's something that you're not paying attention to, that's creating, it's just all over the place. It's being able to assess the roots of what's creating that discord and that dissonance within yourself. So group one, I'm really hoping your reading resonated with you. Let me know, comment below, please comment below. I'd love to actually hear like if these readings actually resonate with you guys, because most of the time it just feels like I'm just talking to a screen. So I'd love to hear some interaction with you guys and how you're actually finding these readings. So now we move on to group number 2. So group number 2, what have we got for you? Now, this is interesting. The first card that's come up for you, and you know what, I might as well call you the karmic group, but your whole reading is literally alchemy in itself. It's transformation, metamorphosis, like textbook. But the first card that's come up is the ancestors. And I feel that your ancestors has been giving you very intense nudges, because I feel those who have chosen group 2, you are almost like the key to your family. You are the key to breaking curses. You're the one who has to purge the lineage. You're the one that has to persevere. You are Hercules. Like, you have to win. Like, you have to, that was your job. You came here to break it. You came here to set a completely different foundation, and the ancestors are completely and the ancestors are really working through you and really trying to nudge you. Sometimes he needs to give you like a clap upside your head because you're not paying attention. You think that you've got it all together, and your ancestors are like, child, just sit your ass down. Sometimes it can be like that, and I feel like this is coming up, especially after this Lionsgate portal. There's a lot of activations that's taking place. DNA activation. Your ancestors, you are your ancestors. You are the replication of your ancestors. So a lot of the time when you're talking about, oh, how do I connect to my ancestors? Talk to yourself. You are your ancestors. You are the evolution of everyone who's gone before you. Stop looking outside of yourself and start talking inside yourself. Like, your ancestors live inside of you. Your ancestors are in your womb. Your ancestors are in your loins. Okay? Talk to yourself. Let me cool myself down. But the next card that's come up for you is the Death card. And please don't be afraid of this card. This is the most beautiful card, because we have such a distorted perception of death. There is no death. What is death? Death doesn't exist. It only exists on the third dimension, but then that doesn't really exist, because if you don't die and you just transition on other dimensions, then what is death? It's transformation. Death, and I'm seeing a snake right now. Death is when you've been able to have shed your whole skin, the skin that has carried you for thus far, like your ideas, your perceptions, your beliefs. All of these need to be shed. Then you need to come into something new, like it revealed, and you're not even coming into something new. You're revealing what's already been there. You've been operating too long on where you've been expected to operate. So then you've almost got trapped in that cycle, but it's time to move on. This is new moon in full moon in Aquarius. This is transformation. So this is going to be an intense, and I feel like you've been going through this intense shedding in itself, but good news for you. You're moving into summer. You're moving into a completely different place. And this is what I've been saying to you guys. Like, you're moving into a more abundant energy. You're moving into, like, how do you feel when you're in summer? You feel good. You like, the sun is out. Like, I feel like I can be myself. I can just be free. Like, the sun is shining on me. What is there to worry about? You know, everything's just good. So this is where you're moving into. And you know what? You've always been here, but you had to go through a process to begin to see it in a more tangible way. So diamonds come from coal. But the only reason why you can't call it a diamond yet is because it hasn't gone through its transformation. But it still has diamond qualities. It's always been a diamond. It just hasn't gone through its transformation. So you've always been here. You've always been able to attract abundance to your life. You've always been able to achieve your dreams. You've always been able to manifest this. But you had to go through a process to really understand what that means for you. So your next set of cards. Ooh. Feeling like I'm in church. So the next card that's come up is the Secret Temptation, being led astray. And this is a number 4 card. So this is about really standing your ground and making sure that there's no distractions that are coming to distract you from where you're moving. And I feel like a lot of these can come in your own mind. You can almost lead yourself astray. So we really need to, this is what I was saying earlier, but really learn to really harness and not control the mind, but really just begin to steady it, because you don't want to miss this opportunity. You don't want to be led astray. You don't want to go down the wrong direction. You really, really want to go through this now. And the last card that come up in that deck is ground your light. Like, ground the knowledge of what is it that you already know about yourself. Everything that I just said, you should already know. Like, you should have felt this energy within yourself, but it's time to fully integrate that into yourself and fully embody that energy and move with that light. Move with, maybe that's what the meaning means. Move with the light. Move with the light. Express yourself. Like, allow yourself to shine. Like, I'm seeing some people right now. Like, you'll be in your room and you can sing, you can, yeah, 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 yeah. You can do all of that in your room, but to do that in front of people, or to do that on a stage, or to do that in places where that matter, you find that you can't do that. And it's because you haven't learned to integrate your light or ground your light into your body. Fully embody your light and move with that light. Shine that light to the world. Shine a light on the world. Shine a light. Da, 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 da. I can't remember the words of that song, but my partner always plays it. But I love that song. And we move on to your next set of readings. So, ooh, these cards are beautiful. So, and this is from the Moon Oracle, and so this is literally dealing with the energies of the moon. And all of these cards from this deck that has just come out is so beautiful. First card that's come up is the Beauty card, and it's you being able to see beauty in the most simplest of ways. And this is what I feel like I'm repeating myself. Like, gratitude is one of the most powerful things you can do. Like, begin to see the beautiful things that you have around you. Like, don't see yourself as being in lack. See yourself as being abundant. Like, what is the abundance that you have around you? You have a roof over your head. You have food in your fridge. You have, you have creativity. You have so many different things, but you don't allow yourself to begin to celebrate that and begin to just acknowledge it for what it really, or give it its due. Like, give it its due acknowledgement. And the next card that's come up is Trust. And this speaks for itself. And this is a number 5 card. So number 5 is all about expansion. So it's about trusting that you're going to expand. I love this card because this is to do with the egg moon. And you can see this woman in the egg, in like an invisible egg. And she's almost in this incubation stage. She's in her bubble. She's curled up within herself. She can't even see that, like, there's so much that's going on outside, and there's so much that there's so much that she can look forward to, but she's crouched down inside of herself in the fetal position. And this is what I was saying earlier. It's about trusting that the process is happening for you. Things are moving forward. You just need to trust this energy and really grab it. And the last card that's come up is just a confirmation, which is another 9 card, fruition, harvest moon. You're moving into abundance, which is confirming the summer card that came up for you. If anything, just remember these 2 cards, summer, fruition. You're about to birth your fruits. You're about to come into the fruits of your labor. You're about to come into, you know, all of the seeds that you've planted. This is the time where it can begin to germinate. So if you haven't planted any seeds, don't expect any harvest. You know, this is a time. Oh, Spirit, you're talking to me right now. Okay, so the message that's just come through today, and it's interesting because it's just started raining now, and today in England, like, there's supposed to be a month's worth of rain falling. I feel like that's extremely significant in the full moon in Aquarius, because what is Aquarius? It's the water bearer. You know, and that water can be symbolic of consciousness, it can be symbolic of abundance, it can be symbolic of wisdom, it can be symbolic of so many different things. But water, when water comes, when rain comes, it allows things to grow. Like rain, so rain can do two things. It can either wash things away or it can allow things to grow. But let me tell you something, rain is coming, rain is here. Rain will piss off some people because, like I said, it will wash some stuff away. But this type of rain that's coming now, listen, this type of rain is just, watch this movie called Pachamama. I know this is really random, but my son really loves this movie. It's on Netflix, and it's about it's teaching abundance, and it's all about how we approach abundance and how we look at abundance. But in that in itself, like, it just the last scene, it was able to rain, and you know, the earth was able to regenerate and create harvest again. And this is what is going to happen. You're going to be able to create harvest again. You're going to be able to, you're going to be, do you know what's coming to me with this card? This card to me is bringing bougie. You know what this card is saying to me? This card is saying to me, bougie. And I said to myself today, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start getting a bit bougie now. I really feel that energy coming. But group 2, that's a beautiful, beautiful reading. I feel like there's definitely parts of that my readings are almost mixed between the 3 groups. So group 2, that was your reading, and that was a beautiful reading. So just be prepared for this transformation that's taking place, and really, really grab it with 2 hands. And now we move on to group number 3. What do we have for you? Guys, I just want to say I'm feeling really sexy in this pink today. Like, you don't often hear me talking like that, but again, I'm telling you, I'm coming into another aspect of myself. And I hardly do my eye makeup a lot of the time because I'm a mummy now and I don't really have the time. And I hardly make makeup, which is why sometimes you see me with makeup, and most times you see me without makeup. I just ain't got the time. But I feel like I'm learning to embrace myself a little bit more. And yeah, I'm feeling kind of cute. So group 3, what's going on for you? So then the second card that's come up for you is the awakened spirit, having a desire to change, like really come into yourself. Like you won't change unless you have a desire to change. Like you spark that change within yourself because you begin to charge that energy within yourself. Everything just comes into one, and it just becomes like a continual momentum of things. Allow yourself to move in that shift, like allow that shift to create momentum in yourself to make you just want to change and just move forward. So I actually finished the reading and didn't click that record, so half of this isn't recorded, so I'm having to do it again. So bear with me, guys. So the second card that's come up is the act with love and light, act with care. So definitely be mindful about how you're speaking to people, making sure that you're speaking with honey in your mouth. This is something that was taught to me through someone, especially in my relationship. And it's just learning how to just, you know, like be a bit more loving in your speech, like be a bit more gentle, like, you know, not everything has to be harsh and cutthroat and cut tongue, dagger tongue. You know, just learn how to speak with honey in your mouth. And the last 3 cards that's come up for you is the pleasure card. And if you look at this card, she's literally creating a charge. Like, she's so happy, she's so engrossed in what is it that makes her happy, that things that pleasures her. And this is a 9 card as well, so this is about rebirth, and it's about you charging up that energy and moving into it, like allowing that to be your momentum. Like, I feel like you're moving into more of a direction where you're going to be having more or enjoying more of the pleasures of life. Like, you're going to be able to have a bit, your finances is going to be checked for you to be able to live a pleasurable life, for you to be able to live a luxury life. And I'm going to actually do a video in terms of your Venuses, because I really feel like my Venus has been activated recently. And I definitely want to go into the Venus frequency and how to really tap into your abundance and tapping into your attracting energy, your ability to attract. And that's what Venus is. That's why it can rule finances, your ability to attract finances and create a stable finance. I'm a Venus in Taurus, and it's only now that I'm really recognizing I'm a Venus in Taurus. Like, I really care about this shit. Like, I really care about money. Like, I really care about being successful. I really care about financial security. I really care about emotional security. These are not just things that are just on the back burner. These are actually like frontline things for me, and I'm having to learn how to accept that within myself. But begin to bask in what makes you happy, and begin to, allow that to be a momentum for you, because then you'll know, oh, I'm going to be having more pleasurable experiences. Let me keep in this energy. So, you'll continue to, it's law of attraction. That's what I meant to say. Oh, I forgot a card from the last deck, and it was the Galactic Healer. So what I'm seeing with this is, again, move forward with an open mind. It's interesting how all of these cards are talking about moving forward. Full moon in Aquarius. But what I'm seeing is like a catalyst of change. Like, I'm seeing that you're able to impact others like a wildfire. It's almost like, if anyone's seen that video with the volcano and it spreads with fire, like with the matchsticks, you're just going to be able to spread like fire. It's going to be so infectious. But also being aware that you may not know where you're going. You may not fully know exactly where you're going right now. Just feel out where you're going. Like, feel it out. Like, have an open mind. Just know that wherever the universe is taking you is where you need to be. Okay. And know that the universe ain't gonna keep you left out on some curb. Okay. And if you are doing, if that is gonna happen for you, then that's your karma. But the last card that came up for you is the Wisdom card, and this is the 22 cards, and this is about 4. So this is a 4 card. So this is about and I feel like this relates to what I was talking about in terms of divine insight, divine clarity that will just come, and wisdom that will come, that will help you to begin to, almost, it's like she's painting the stars kind of thing. That's how I see it. She's able to paint the cards because the wisdom is able to come through. Like, she's able to paint her canvas because she's understanding what's coming through. So definitely pay attention to your intuition in this time. Full moon in Aquarius is boosted with intuition, and this is the type of intuition that we need to be really basking in. Aquarius, like, you have the ability to have like crazy intuition. Like, your intuition's on point, especially if you've got Mercury in Aquarius or any aspects in Aquarius. Like, definitely pay attention to that. But yeah, so I'm hoping that these messages resonated with you guys. I'm actually really tired, and I've got like 2 other videos to film today. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I need to get ahead of myself because work is getting crazy, and I'm getting crazy busy, and I need to make sure I've got everything in order, and I don't want to fall behind on my level of consistency. And I feel like that's what that reading was really trying to bring out. Like, don't fall back on your consistency, and don't fall back on your dedication to your work and to your craft, the altar card. But yeah, so let me know how these readings resonated with you, because oftentimes it feels like I'm just talking in front of the camera, so I need to know that they're actually getting through to people. So let me know, comment below, because these are general readings and there's only so much I can go into on general readings. But trust me, girl, if you hit me up, listen, ask anyone who's actually done a reading with me. Like, If you haven't liked the video, definitely remember to like the video, subscribe, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. I would say if you don't know anything about my reading abilities, definitely ask anyone who's done a reading with me, and definitely go to my Soul Reconnection Facebook page, because then you'll be able to see, like, every single person I give a reading to, I'm able to go hella in depth, like really, really deep. I'm a Pluto first house. I'm in a Scorpio moon and rising. Like, I can really go to the roots of what it is that is creating your imbalances and really be really direct with it. Sometimes it can be like, "Ooh, okay, there was no warning." But if you really want the truth, I will give you the truth. And I really have a great ability to be able to do that. So if you'd like to book a reading with me, definitely go over to my website, www.soul-reconnection.com. You should see it coming across the screen. And remember that the Intuitive Chakra Healing course is still on. We're only on sacral chakra. We hit the sacral chakra on Thursday. So there's still time for you to jump on the course. It's currently at 50% off. And it will be until I decide to put it back up to full price, which won't be long. So I definitely advise for you to get in now, because it will be going up to full price. And you can also ask all the people that have been going on the course as well. I've had some amazing feedback on the course, and you know, people are really beginning to really discover some interesting things about themselves. So thank you for watching the video today. It's genuinely a pleasure to be making these videos. Like, I actually enjoy making videos. So let me stop my rambling anyway. And I will catch you guys soon.